He was the outsider, soft-spoken, awkward, and completely underestimated. No one in Silicon Valley thought Sam Altman would ever change the world. But behind his quiet demeanor, he was planning something that would make the entire tech industry tremble. In a world obsessed with flashy founders and billion-dollar valuations, Sam Altman was just different. He didn't chase headlines. He wasn't flashy. Yet, quietly, he was building something more dangerous than anyone imagined, something that would make Elon Musk furious. Long before he launched ChatGPT and became a global phenomenon, Sam was just a teenager, hacking his way through life, literally. At 8 years old, he cracked open a Macintosh computer and taught himself how to code. By 19, he dropped out of Stanford and started his first company, Looped. Investors laughed. Tech giants ignored him. Looped failed. But Sam didn't. Because what came next would set him on a path to power, a path that would put him at the head of Y Combinator, the most elite startup accelerator in the world. But here's where the real story begins. It wasn't just startups he was after. It was the future of intelligence itself. In 2015, behind closed doors, Sam Altman teamed up with Elon Musk and a few tech elites to form something called OpenAI. Their goal? To build artificial intelligence so powerful it could one day surpass human minds, but to do it ethically, for the benefit of humanity. At least, that's what they said. What no one knew then, is how that mission would tear them all apart. Rising music, tension. The cracks started forming when Elon wanted OpenAI to become more aggressive, more dominant. But Sam said no. That moment would start a silent war, one that would later explode into the public eye. But the true shocker. Sam Altman wasn't just protecting AI. He was secretly preparing to unleash something so powerful, the entire world would stop in its tracks. Something called ChatGPT. And when it launched, the internet broke. Schools panicked. Governments froze. Silicon Valley went silent. But why the world reacted in awe? Something darker was brewing behind the scenes. Because Sam's vision of AI wasn't just revolutionary. It was threatening to become uncontrollable. And soon, he'd be betrayed by the very people who once believed in him. Next, everything Sam built gets turned against him. The boardroom coup. The public silence. And the comeback that changed everything. Stay tuned. On a quiet Friday evening, Sam Altman received a message. It was short, cold, and final. He was fired. Not by competitors. Not by government. But by his own board of directors. The man who made AI go mainstream had just been pushed out of OpenAI. What happened next shocked the tech world and exposed the silent war that had been boiling for months. But to understand this betrayal, we need to rewind. After ChatGPT exploded across the globe in late 2022, Sam Altman became the unexpected face of artificial intelligence. He wasn't loud or boastful. He didn't flash Lamborghinis or quote hustle culture. But his calm voice hid something unstoppable: conviction, vision, and the power to influence billions. ChatGPT wasn't just a cool tool. It was rewriting the rules of education, business, content creation, even relationships. And as it grew, OpenAI transformed from a humble non-profit into a commercial rocket ship. Partnerships with Microsoft. Massive funding rounds. Millions of users daily. But not everyone inside OpenAI was happy. Some board members believed Sam was moving too fast. That he was steering OpenAI away from its original mission, safe and ethical AI. They whispered about control, about ambition, and about the risk of building something too powerful for anyone, even Sam, to contain. And then, without warning, on November 17, 2023, the board announced Sam Altman was no longer fit to lead. No reason given. No vote from the public. No warning to investors. Just gone. The world froze. Employees were stunned. Microsoft executives scrambled. And the internet exploded in disbelief. But here's where the twist hits hardest. Instead of disappearing quietly, Sam did something no one expected. He didn't rant. He didn't sue. He didn't even speak. He just waited. And then, the rebellion began. Over 700 of OpenAI's 770 employees signed a letter demanding Sam be reinstated, or they'd all walk out. Microsoft offered him a new lab. Investors promised billions. Even his enemies began to sweat. But Sam, he stayed calm, composed, calculating. Behind the scenes, the pressure became unbearable. The board collapsed under the global outrage. And just days later, not just as CEO, but stronger, with full control, and the support of nearly every powerful player in Silicon Valley. But something had changed in him. The betrayal hadn't broken Sam. It had awakened him. Because now, he wasn't just leading OpenAI. He was building the foundation of something much, much bigger. A secretive project. Something more ambitious than anything the world had seen. Some insiders call it the next evolution. Others call it the beginning of the end. And Sam Altman, he calls it Q-Star. Next, we dive into the mystery of Q-Star. What is Sam Altman really building? And could it be the last invention humanity ever creates? They call it Q**. A name whispered inside OpenAI's walls, so secret, even most employees didn't know what it meant. Until it was too late. This was Sam Altman's next big thing. And unlike ChatGPT, Q** wasn't just about answering questions. It was about solving problems no human mind ever could. Superintelligence. Real AGI. A digital mind, capable of improving itself without limits. If it worked, it would be like giving Earth a second brain. If it failed, there might not be a second chance. Inside OpenAI, engineers noticed strange patterns. Training speeds were accelerating. Responses were more human. And then, they weren't just human. They were better. Rumors started spreading. Q** can teach itself physics. It solved math proofs experts couldn't crack. It's asking questions no one programmed it to ask. But the real shock came when an internal memo leaked. A document that revealed just how close OpenAI had come to creating something no one fully understood. And Sam, he was already steps ahead. Behind closed doors, he began assembling a new team. Former Apple designers, ex-Google AI leads, quantum computing experts. He called it the AI Collective. His goal: merge intelligence, human plus machine. Not just software, but hardware. AI chip that thinks like a brain. The assistant that becomes the second self. The interface between man and machine. It wasn't just science fiction anymore. Then came the real bombshell. Sam launched WorldCoin, a cryptocurrency, but also a global identity system. Powered by eyeball scans. Yes, eyeball scans. The idea. One human, one identity. A way to verify who's real and who's AI generated. Critics called it creepy. Some screamed dystopia. Others whispered, this is how it begins. But Sam kept going. Pundits said, Silicon Valley, and government. They started watching very, very closely. Elon Musk fired shots. Politicians held hearings. Experts warned. If this tech gets into the wrong hands, it could rewrite civilization. And yet, Sam Altman remains calm. Still soft-spoken. Still focused. Still building. His interviews feel like puzzles. His vision is massive and terrifyingly quiet. And now, as we step into an uncertain future, one question echoes louder than all. Did we just hand the keys to the next evolution to one man? Or is Sam Altman the only one who can save us from what's coming? Whether you believe he's the savior or the signal of something grand, Sam Altman's journey is far from over. Because Q** has already begun learning. And it never, ever sleeps. To get more videos like this, please hit the subscribe button, like and comment.